All right, let's get right into it. We all know modern ransomware is an absolute nightmare, right? It moves so incredibly fast that our traditional cybersecurity defenses, the ones built like a static fortress, they just can't keep up. The second there's a crack in the wall, the whole thing can just come tumbling down. But what if we've been thinking about defense all wrong?
This quote, it just nails the whole idea. It's a completely new way of thinking. Instead of a brittle wall that shatters on impact, just imagine a living, breathing forest. A system that doesn't just block an attack, but actually absorbs it, neutralizes it, and get this, regenerates from the damage. That's the revolutionary idea behind something called Aegisnet.
And this chart really breaks it down for us. We're talking about a massive leap from a static and brittle defense that's slow to respond and even slower to recover, to a dynamic, adaptive system, something that responds instantly and, maybe most incredibly, regenerates itself in mere seconds. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a total paradigm shift. We're moving from passive defense to an active digital immune system. So, how does this whole thing actually work? Well, the very first layer is all about being proactive. We all know the best way to win a fight is to stop it from ever happening in the first place, right? Here's a great way to think about it. It's the difference between preventative medicine and a frantic, panicked trip to the emergency room. Aegisnet is all about that preventative care. It focuses on shrinking the potential attack surface, hardening the entire system, and just neutralizing threats before they even get a chance to launch. One way it does this is with what you could call the 24/7 inspector. This is basically an automated compliance engine that is constantly, tirelessly auditing the system against tough standards like SOC 2 and GDPR. And if it finds a weak spot, like a misconfigured security setting, it doesn't just send you an alert. No, it fixes it, right there, on the spot, instantly. Okay, next up we have this concept of invisible ink credentials. And honestly, this is a total game changer. One of the biggest dangers in any cyber attack is when a hacker steals someone's login details and uses them to sneak deeper into the network. Well, this system makes that pretty much impossible. Why? Because any access key, any credential at all, has a maximum lifespan of just 5 minutes. That's it. So even if an attacker manages to steal one, it becomes completely useless almost immediately. It's like having a key that just dissolves in your hand moments after you use it. It totally shuts down any chance for them to move around inside your system. But okay, let's say a threat is super sophisticated. Let's say it somehow gets past all those proactive shields. This is where the immune response kicks in. And we have to talk about speed here, not just fast. We're talking near instantaneous. The brain of this whole operation is called ThreatSense AI. It uses a really clever mix of deep learning and reinforcement learning to hunt for those super subtle behavioral patterns that give away a ransomware attack. And just look at these numbers, 99.82% accuracy with a false positive rate of just 0.23%. It is incredibly precise. The second ThreatSense AI spots something suspicious, a 3-stage counterattack is triggered. First, a digital swarm of agents uses swarm intelligence to confirm, yep, this is a real threat. Then, a system called AntMesh instantly isolates the compromised part of the network by rerouting all traffic away from it, kind of like diverting a river around a contamination spill. And finally, HiveShield uses a consensus algorithm, think of it like a rapid-fire digital vote, to decide on the best course of action, quarantine, eradication, and then boom, it executes. And the total time for that first stage? For the entire system to confirm it's under attack? Less than 1.8 seconds. It's just incredible. And if you thought that was fast, how about the time for the system to reach that consensus and take decisive action? Less than 50 milliseconds. That is literally faster than the blink of an eye. The attack is contained and completely neutralized before it even has a chance to spread.
Okay, now we get to what might be the most revolutionary part of this entire system. Because, neutralizing a threat is one thing, but what about the damage that's already been done? This is where Aegisnet's regenerative core comes into play.
So let's just ask that question straight up. An attacker gets in, encrypts some files, or corrupts your system's memory. What happens next? With traditional systems, you'd be looking at a long, painful restoration process from backups. Aegisnet, well, it does something else entirely.
It performs what is essentially an act of digital regeneration. First, it takes all that corrupted data and encodes it into a compressed genetic code. Then, a specialized model acts like a digital surgeon, systematically removing the corruption, all the noise from the attack, to heal that code. And finally, it reconstructs a pristine, perfectly healthy system from that clean code. It doesn't just restore from a backup, it truly regenerates itself. And how effective is this crazy process? Well, it achieves a 99.2% node recovery. That is almost perfect regeneration from whatever damage the attack caused.
And the total time for that nearly complete system recovery, 1.15 seconds. Just let that sink in for a moment. From detection to neutralization to full regeneration, all in just a few seconds.
But the cycle doesn't even stop there. Just like our own biological immune system, Aegisnet doesn't just defeat an infection and move on. It remembers it. It learns from it.
And this creates this incredible self-reinforcing evolutionary loop. You see, a successful healing event creates a better model for the AI. That better model leads to cleaner, faster consensus decisions. Those smarter decisions inform more evasive network routing. And that improved routing better protects the whole system, allowing for even sharper healing the next time around. Every single component makes the others stronger. The system actually evolves.
So what does all this mean? I mean, it really changes everything. It reframes a ransomware attack not as this catastrophic system failure, but as a biological infection, one to be swiftly identified, neutralized, and healed from. It leaves us with this really fascinating final question to think about. When our defenses can heal and evolve on their own, maybe even faster than the threats against them, what does that mean for the future of cyber warfare?